When it comes to your team members, they'll give you signs about their engagement in your process. They'll give you signs when it comes to how quickly they are to go out. I was on a phone call just recently with a doc who was saying, yeah, this one person who has usually been really engaged and really on the ball, just noticed lately she's kind of disengaged and she's showing up to work late, and she was asked to do this thing from one of the other team members and she just decided she didn't want to do it. Hey, all you amazing leaders, happy day to you. I hope whatever day you're watching this that you're doing amazing and that your week has been great. I have had a really busy week and excited to share with you some of the things that have come up. You know, if you can't tell, a lot of times I actually do these videos based upon what's popping up in my phone calls with my clients or when I'm doing live trainings and things that happen with the team members. And I think, oh, I should I should shoot a video about this for my leaders. And today is one of them. I'm actually going to be doing 3 or 4 videos in a row. So you might be seeing me in the same exact outfit. It's Friday, it's casual day. So just so you know, that's what I'm doing. So the first thing I want to talk to you about is looking for the signs. So I've said so way too many times. When it comes to your team members, they'll give you signs about their engagement in your process. They'll give you signs when it comes to how quickly they are to go out. I was on a phone call just recently with a doc who was saying, yeah, this one person who has usually been really engaged and really on the ball, just noticed lately she's kind of disengaged and she's showing up to work late, and she was asked to do this thing from one of the other team members and she just decided she didn't want to do it. And he starts saying these little clues, and even to the point to where she was getting treatment from him, and she was supposed to get her braces off like in a month, maybe 2, and she put herself on the schedule to get her braces off when they really didn't have time to do it. And I just said, yeah, those are some signs, buddy. Like, those are signs of somebody ready to make a change. And I've just seen it over and over and over again. People who just start disengaging, people who start having apathy towards what's happening inside the office. They're not involved in conversation. They're not going out to lunch with the other girls if they used to be doing that. You want to look for the shift and the change. And I know as leaders, there's so much going on and you've got so many things to think about and worry about. This is just one more thing. But this is where the surprise comes in, right? Where it's like, hey, they just didn't show up one day, or they called me and told me that they were not coming in anymore, or they came to me at lunch and said they're giving me the 2 weeks notice and I didn't even see it. It's just like any relationship. You have to start looking for those signs of what's going on. And once you notice them, be willing to address them, meaning pull them aside, take them into your office and just say, hey, so I've noticed that there's been a little bit of disengagement or some apathy. And typically, since I've been doing this for so long, that sometimes means somebody's thinking about maybe jumping ship or going to another job, or maybe there's even some challenges at home that are just interrupting here. I just want to know how I can support that. I'm not telling you have to stay here, but I would like a little bit of notice if that's your thought process that you're leaving, and I want you to know it's okay if that's what you're doing. We're sad to have you go, but I understand things, things happen in life. And then if it is something happening at home, I know that we really try to keep things outside of the house, outside of the office, and you leave them at home and leave that baggage outside the door. But I also want you to know that we care about your growth and your family and what's going on and what resources do we need to give you or help you with so that you can be okay being here and focused and not letting that stuff trickle in, because it's not fair to everybody else. So you just have that kind of straightforward, we care about you, am I reading this wrong conversation, and address it. Because if you don't, it's going to be that surprise. And if you don't address it, and now I've got you thinking, well, maybe about that person, and oh yeah, I'm seeing that sign, then you're always going to be on guard with that person and you're never going to know where you stand. And it's going to make you frustrated. And you might be a little more quick to snap at them, or you might be a little more dissatisfied with their work than you would normally. You wouldn't give them as much leeway because you're not sure where you stand. On that note, there's also this idea that it's important for you to realize that people do have lives outside of work. And although I'm a huge advocate and a big fan of, hey, we got to leave our baggage at the door, and when you go out the door again, then you can actually pick it back up and go home if you want. But in here, this is a sanctuary, right, where you can't do that. And that's true. And there's another side to that. I was at a dental speakers convention this last, about 2 weeks ago. And a lady gets up there to give her 5-minute talk. She's a consultant, or she's trying to be a consultant. And her talk starts off with her talking about the day she came into work and she was late and she was frazzled. And all day long she kept like messing up things and she just wasn't on her game. And everyone noticed it. It's very noticeable. To the point to where at lunchtime, the doctor came to her and said, hey, can you stay a little bit after work today so we can have that conversation? And she's like, yeah, I can. And I knew what the conversation was. And she was trying, kind of being funny about it. And so she goes to the meeting and the doc says, hey, so you were late today and you've been off all day and we can just tell something's up. What's going on? And she said, well, I was late today because I had to crazy glue my husband's butt to the toilet seat so he couldn't chase after me and beat me again this morning. You know, and everybody in the audience is just like, what? Now, it's funny that she glued her husband's butt to the seat, which she literally did. We talked about it all weekend long. It became the butt of the joke. But she was saying how, as an employee, we get that you want us to just leave it all out the door and not bring it into the office. And it is so much more helpful if we know that the office is a sanctuary where we know that you'll at least be there to help us or maybe even encourage us or give us some tools on how we can look at you as a safe space where when our life out there isn't so safe. So to me, it was just kind of a little bit of an aha moment. As leaders, you have to balance that, right? You're human beings. You want them to know you're human beings, and you want the team members to know that you appreciate them and you care for their good. I was listening to a podcast recently where there's a gentleman who has built up this multi-million-dollar business. It was all a phone answering company, and he sold it for like $1 billion. And he's sitting there talking about the difference that when he made the difference or took the company to another level, a different level, was when he took it from just normal to, being able to sell it for $1 billion, is when he realized that every single person on his team was there to make his dream come true. That every single team member, as they came to work every day, they worked hard, they did their job. They were doing that to make his dream come true of owning the business and of being able to give the service that he was giving. And so that was such a shock to him, and that realization, that he started waking up every morning thinking, okay, how can I make my team members love what they're doing? What can I do to help my team members be more engaged and love what they're doing? Because that's what I believe I should be doing, since they're trying to help me make my dreams come true, make my family's dreams come true, create this legacy for my family. That's what they're doing for me. So just a different perspective. So think about it. I know this video covered a lot of things, right? Like, watch for the signs. We'll be looking for that. Address it when you see it. And then also come in with a bit of an attitude of, hey, I really appreciate you guys. And every day think of how you can let them know that you actually do appreciate them. Not that they should just be happy they have a job, because they could literally get a job anywhere else. Yet they're choosing to work with you and to help your dreams come true. Hope that was helpful for you. Hope you guys have an amazing week.